Election day in Alabama, voters have 3 more hours to choose between Republican Roy Moore or Democrat Doug Jones. Polls close at 7 p.m. local time, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's a race the nation has been closely following after the Washington Post broke a story last month alleging Moore engaged in sexual misconduct with minors decades ago. Can Moore pull off a victory tonight? He was down 10 points, according to our most recent Fox poll. We have 2 election experts with us at the table tonight. Bret, Baier and Martha MacCallum are hosting special coverage tonight on the Fox News channel. Welcome to you both.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Good to see you guys.
Exciting.
Hi. Excited. Another election night.
Yes. I know. Can you believe it? Here we go again, right?
No, I was saying to Bret earlier, it feels like 2016 never really ended.
No, it never did. We've been covering the 2016 election for, going on 3 years now.
Yep.
I think. Yeah.
This is going to be fascinating. It's all going to come down to turnout, who comes out, who doesn't. And I think we're going to get a sense of things. 6, early 7, we'll have our own exit polls this year.
Called Fox News Voter Analysis now.
That's
Very
right.
exciting.
That's right.
Fancy name.
Yes, they have a new method.
Yes.
What is
Very
it?
exciting. It's a mix of calls and internet and interviews.
I didn't want to know. I was just being polite.
It's better than the last one.
He actually doesn't care at all.
It's going to work better. I think it's going to be a very interesting referendum tonight on the whole issue of sexual harassment, which has obviously become so front and center. So will these voters say that this is something that is so serious and so egregious, what Roy Moore was accused of, and he says he didn't do, that it causes them to vote against him. And I think there's going to be a lot of takeaway for that for other races as well, since you've got a lot of people sort of clamoring down there. You've got Cory Booker down there, people who clearly want to make this an issue going forward in 2018 and 2020. So it's going to be our first test.
So if he wins, let's assume for sake of argument Moore wins, what will be the message for other politicians that are dealing with their own sexual misconduct allegations? Is the message, if I deny, and make it about a fake news Washington establishment conspiracy against me, I can hang on?
Well, or that you're a Republican in Alabama.
And that's a specific state
so,
that
you
can't
the
take away
Democrat,
a bigger picture.
Doug Jones says if he wins, and, our poll had him up 10 as of yesterday, they said if he won, that it would be because a Democrat could win in Alabama. And that is in doubt many years because it's about as deep red as any state can be.
Yeah, President Trump, Kimberly, won by 28 points. So Moore could lose Republicans by 25 points and still eke out a win.
Yeah, so it's going to come down to really just getting the vote out and who is more persuasive in doing that and compelling voters to get out there and make sure the Democrats have a lot to gain by having an upset here. So I would expect that their ground game would be good. But the advantage you would think would go to the Republican candidate. But President Trump really waited a little bit to get in this and doing kind of a last-minute robocall. He stood down and didn't, condemn him like others in the Republican Party did. But is that going to be enough to give the push to kind of have that popularity and groundswell of support for President Trump transfer over to Roy?
I have to say, I've been pretty hard on Moore, and I think I've changed my mind on him. Did you know that his lawyer is a Jew?
I heard that.
Yeah, if his horse groomer is black and his vest tailor is gay, I'm in.
You're in.
I'm in. And I don't even vote in Alabama. But the problem with this whole election is...
Do you want to give us some context?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was going to say, maybe we should fill that in a little bit.
Yes, it's bad enough
his wife announced that he has his lawyer's a Jew. That's important.
Yeah, because she wanted to make sure that no one thought they were anti-Semitic. So she said, hey,
Yeah. And,
check out our legal team.
I said this before, I feel bad for the Alabamans because they were presented with almost an artificially polarizing choice. If you vote Democrat, therefore you're voting for an anti-gun, anti-life, pro-abortion, and you're going to burn in hell. But if you vote for Moore, you're voting for a pedophile, and you're going to burn in hell. That's the 2 choices you have. I love America. We only have 2 choices. Right. It's either the pedophile or it's the commie traitor.
Yeah, right. Well, that's what they always say in Alabama, especially if you're black and you're a civil rights activist. But let me just say, in explaining what you were talking about, that he has said things about George Soros, who's a Democrat, big fundraiser for the Democrats, and Jewish, that suggest that, it doesn't matter. Soros doesn't believe in Christ. He's going to hell anyway. And that's what then started the whole discussion about is he anti-Semitic. But today, I think, by the way, Kimberly, I think President Trump, by going down to Pensacola and getting involved in the Alabama media market, was making a pitch, and it's been very clear that he is endorsing Roy Moore. It's
still a little late in the game. He hasn't been persuasive.
You know, I think
he didn't endorse him to begin with.
No, he had Luther Strange.
Absolutely.
And there was news today from Mitch McConnell who said Luther Strange is going to stay in the Senate through the end of this term, no matter what. So he's going to have that Republican vote if that's the concern.